Chuck, this is just a short video of the modifications that I made to the saw table that you posted the video on. I think I sent a couple pictures of us making it, and now it's finished and painted. So I figured I'd just send this along. Maybe someone else, if they're attempting this thing, might look at some of the modifications I did and make modifications of their own. Every time you make it, it gets better, and if I made it again, I'd make some changes. But this is what I did based on your video. When I bought the Porta-Band, it was $50 at a pawn shop, and it was a real beast. I don't work with metal, so it was too heavy to hold, and I looked around for the designs for a table, and yours was actually the best. The other designs that I've seen, they stick a metal plate, the tabletop, into a horizontal slot at the back, but that's actually an air slot for the motor cooling. There's a fan in there, and if you plug up the cooling, you're likely to burn out the motor sooner than it should be. I don't know if those other folks considered that or not. Anyway, the upright is similar to yours. I got the adapter you sent. The major difference is that the base of the saw sits on a piece of channel iron. I go to a scrapyard and they had this piece laying around, so I grabbed it. It allows you to put the base of the saw off of the base plate. You had feet on yours because the electric cord comes off at a weird angle, and you can't just simply slap it on the ground without bending the cord. So my upright is attached to the base. I've got an extra gusset plate, and the base of the saw sits on this piece of channel iron. The other thing I did was the table support in the front. I used 2 nuts instead of 1 in case one of them came off. I'd have another one, but what I found out is that with the 2 nuts and 2 bolts that go in, you can adjust the level of the table in 2 dimensions, front and back and side to side, to get a better squareness to the blade. I also used gussets holding up the lower upright, and underneath I have a couple of horizontal gussets that are attached to the table. The table's a piece of, I think it's 1/4 or 3/16", really solid stuff. The only difficulty I had was cutting the slot for the blade. When I cut it at first with just the hacksaw blade, it was too thin and I couldn't move the table in and out very well. So what I found out is to take a Sawzall with a bimetal metal blade, run it back and forth a couple times to enlarge it, and then I used a metal cutting abrasive disc on the angle grinder to make it wide enough so the blade goes in and out easily when I want to change it. But I've got it set up, and I doubt if I'm really going to take it apart that much. But again, with your adapter, you can take the saw off and use it anytime you want. It's a very good design. The base of the saw is held on just with some square stock. I didn't measure it, I just fit it to the base of the saw, tacked it, and had it welded. The channel iron is welded to the base plate, I hope with enough support. My control mechanism is a piece of oak with a zip tie. I think you used a dowel. The zip tie just lets you hang it off of the handle or off the upright support with anytime you want to, but I leave it set up. I don't even change anything. What I do for the switching, and something you might consider, is just a double gang box. I get it from the box store, a couple bucks, a faceplate, a switch, a double outlet, and I took a piece of extra cord with a cheap plug from Harbor Freight. The switch operates all 3 outlets. The outlet cord usually goes to my shop vac, so I can turn the shop vac on as well as the piece of equipment or 2 pieces that I'm using. So again, this is just short video to show the modifications in case somebody else builds one. They probably have better ideas. If I did it again, I would probably put the lower table support in front of the channel, get it a bit further away from the pulleys on the lower part of the saw. I've got clearance, but I guess it wouldn't hurt. Plus it would put this lower upright onto the base plate as well as to the channel iron. So that's it. The design was really good. It was fairly easy, and I did some changes, so if someone else makes one, they probably got better ideas than I have. Again, thanks for the adapter. It is a real beast. This thing is a real piece of art, piece of work. Thank you.